Hello, friends. A very warm welcome from Spirituality, Health and Inner Values Academy. My name is Kumudini. Today, our guest is Ms.Amarjit Kaur Doowa. Let me introduce her. Ms.Amarjit Kaur Doowa is a universal spiritual guide for over 25 years, an English teacher holding a master's degree in education from Australia, and she is also currently doing her PhD in counseling and total wellness from US. She is a United Sikh leader in Thailand, member of the Thai Indian Women's Association and Indian Thai Association, served as a committee member of the Sri Guru Singh Sabha, the main Sikh organization in Thailand, and a Thai Sikh representative for serving humanity, ongoing regular sevas in educating and helping the poor and world disaster needs since the tsunami days. She is also a Brahma Kumari's Universal Spiritual University teacher for the past 12 years, serving in Thailand and worldwide with over 100 episodes of spiritual services aired through Peace Music TV channel and Godlywood Studio. Welcome, Sister Amarjit Kaur. You can now please begin the session and enlighten us with meditation. Also would like to add that an inspirational poetic translation, Guru Nanak Dev Ji's Universal Spiritual Message Japji Sahib, is available on YouTube. So anyone interested, please let us know. We can share the link with you. Thank you, Ms. Amarjit Kaur. Please, sister, you can now begin the session.
Om Shanti. Hello, everyone. Yes, the Japji Sahib, I translated the Japji Sahib into poetic English and on my spiritual journey. So today I'm here to talk about the topic God and meditation. Before we begin on the topic of God, I think it's important for us first to understand me, or just recap if you've already heard of the session about who am I. So when we all know that we've heard in often that I'm a soul, I'm a spirit, and I reside in this body. And from science and research, we can also see that. Can you see my video?
Yes, okay. Sister, now we can see you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I was talking about soul, that we need to understand soul and the spirit before we go on to understanding about God. So maybe, sister, you can change the slide and put just the point of light or something for now, because we finished with the introduction.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So soul, even research has shown that when scientists and researchers have have talked to people who have had past life experiences, most of them, many people have had past life experiences and near death experiences. Near death experiences are out of body experiences that occur when you are proclaimed dead and you actually come back to life. So, from such researches, we've also discovered that the spirit is something that is in the body. And yet, to understand that, the soul that resides in the body is separate from the body. So when the soul leaves the body, And it goes on to another journey, which we talk of as birth and rebirth. That's what we come into karmic accounts. So the soul is traveling on a journey from the beginning of time, so to speak, and we actually travel on through different eras. And we have reached a particular era right now, which is everybody says Kali Yuga, and we feel the end of times, and we feel the pollution in the atmosphere, the climate change, the problems we are facing in the world, the mental stress, all of these things that are happening in the world today points to Kali Yuga or the Iron Age. So, as a soul traveling through a journey, we then come to the point to understand where do we come from. Because if I'm a spirit or I'm a soul of that energy life force residing in the center of the forehead, as you can see on the picture on the screen, I hope you can see that. So, that point of light that I am, that energy, that life force that resides in the center of the forehead, behind these eyes, actually is the one in charge for the eyes to see, the nose to smell, the mouth to speak, the ears to hear, and for the whole body to function. Because when the soul leaves the body at the time of death, we can see that the body has the eyes, but it cannot see. The body has the ears which can't hear, and the nose which can't smell, and the mouth which can't speak or taste. And of course, the whole body is not functioning, including the heart is there, but it cannot beat. Then the spine is there, but it cannot digest food. The blood is there, but it's not circulating. And, so basically the whole mechanisms of the body comes to a standstill when the soul leaves the body. So, and that is what we call the corpse or death of the body. But as we hear often that, like even in the six scriptures, we hear Akal Murat, Satnam, Ajuni, which means immortal. Akal Murat is beyond time, immortal. These are descriptions of the soul, Satnam, forever, true, and Ajuni, beyond birth and death. So when we understand ourselves as a spirit, as a spiritual being beyond this body, which, um, which we are using in this lifetime, then we are able to detach from this lifetime and able to live in this lifetime without worrying too much because we're actually just playing a role and it's just one lifetime and we actually live through many lifetimes. But of course, we want to make sure that this lifetime is the best and we stay happy and powerful and loving and kind and beautiful. And everybody, whether you're rich or poor, seeks love, happiness, joy. These are the beautiful qualities of the soul, of the spirit, of the spirit, of me, the true me, the soul. And that is why when we want to be empowered from within and we realize we can't buy happiness, no matter how much money we have, we can't buy love, joy, peace, then we reach a point that we want to know how to get empowered. And that's where God and meditation comes into the picture. Yes? Is it all right? Should I continue? Okay. So, as a spirit, when I hello. So when I understand that I'm a spirit and I am a soul residing in the center of my forehead, um, I also understand that besides the outer mechanisms that I just explained that the soul does, which is life force, energy, it is also consciousness, it is also memory, it is also feeling, emotion. This is what separates one human being from the other because the mechanisms that the eyes can see, the ears can hear, or the heart is beating, the blood circulation is taking place, these mechanisms are the common factor in every human being. But what separates each human being from the other is the consciousness or the memory or the ability to think, to feel, the emotion. And and all the experiences that each one has. So that is also imprinted in the soul. Yes, so when we leave the body, we actually take our consciousness with us, subconscious, unconsciousness, all that we, and the memories and the um, nature, because we form a nature or a habit based on our experiences and what the consciousness that I am goes through in a particular lifetime. For example, I'm born in the through the mother of a sick woman. Then obviously I'm told that you're sick and you have to go to the gurdwara, or you have to wear these clothes and you have to eat like this, and a particular environment that I'm nurtured through, and so I live that life. But if I was the same soul born in another, through another mother, through another body, through another womb, then I would live through a Christian mother, then I would eat differently, dress up differently, beliefs are different. So everything that I am and or I think I am is based on my upbringing, my environment, my surroundings. And so I become that. But basically, I'm beyond that. I'm more than that. So um, when we start turning towards spirituality, and why do we actually turn towards spirituality, and why do we feel the need of understanding God and meditation? Is, as we all know, whenever we are sad or unhappy, anybody, we call out to the unknown, help me. What is it? What is going on? Or why me? You know, we always say that, why me? So that call out to the unknown, that call out from the inner being to something that I don't know and that I know can help me, that hope, and where that's where religions come in. And so we seek through religions to to understand ourselves, but actually we are beyond the religions even, because we are spirits in a human body and performing our roles. So when we understand on the chapter of who am I and soul, and we should go into more detail on that chapter so that we can truly understand consciousness. But today I'm going to touch on God. So when I understand that I have reached this point in my life that I need to be empowered, I need to um, stay happy. I don't want to lose my happiness. And we hear Manjit Jagjeet, win the mind and win the world, or learn to win your mind, or observe your thoughts and such. So yet we don't know how to do that. And these things are not taught in schools. We are not even taught in schools as to who am I. We learn about all the external things in life. We learn about different things that happen, but we never taught about who am I. And so that's a big gap that's missing in the world. And so we here at Shiv Academy are trying to fulfill that and spread that. And the Brahma Kumaris as an organization is trying to reach into that spiritual core beyond boundaries, beyond identity, beyond the physical identity, whether it's a gender or it's age or it's a nationality, a culture, a religion. Beyond all that, we are trying to go to the core of the being, the inner being that I am. Because once I understand me, then I can know how to empower me. Because when we do things, out in the world, we do a lot of meditation, and many people find a lot of peace in doing meditations in their own way and how they have been taught um, over the years through the different communities, through the different universities or places of worship. And many of us even use the word to do things meditatively. When we say meditatively, is a bit different from meditation. Because, for example, I'm a very good cook, and when I'm cooking, I'm so into it that I don't have other thoughts, I don't have um, any other things to trouble me. So I'm totally into the moment. And when I'm totally into the moment, then I'm doing it meditatively, whether it's cooking or it's drawing or sketching or it's sports. So these things help us. come back to the present moment. And so we, uh, in that space of time, we are able to stay within um, the neutrality. So we are not happy or sad, we are neutral. And that's called doing things meditatively. And yet, when we stop those actions, even watching a good movie, even being having fun with friends, going for a good meal, these are activities that we do quite meditatively, and dancing and singing, and these give us a lot of joy and fill us up to a certain extent. But yet we know that at the end of the day, we all have these anxieties, and a lot of us going through depression, and relationships are, you can't escape relationships. And so all these issues that are happening within the soul, within the consciousness, I'm referring to the soul here. I'm using the word consciousness because it's the individuality beyond that life force energy, um, the battery, which is a common factor. The consciousness is an individuality within each one of us. So beyond that, we that consciousness is seeking empowerment. Just as the body needs to exercise and needs food to remain healthy, well, me, the true me, also needs something to stay empowered, to be able to, um, in a way, take charge of my mind. For example, we all know that we don't want to get angry, and we don't like getting angry, and we know it's not good, or we don't want to have too many desires, and but yet our taste buds and our desires are just there knocking at us unconsciously, subconsciously, and our ability to control that is not to par. And we know relationships are actually just different perspectives. We're smart and we know it's their perspective and my perspective. And yet we clash, and yet we feel bad, and yet we have attachments, and all these issues are happening in everyday life. So the soul is needing to be empowered, needing the food for the soul. And so at this point of time, when we understand the soul and its identity as a point, as an invisible twinkling point um, in the center of the forehead, which is invisible to the naked eye or any scientific equipment, because it is beyond the five elements. So we only know the five elements which the body is made of. And so when we understand this sixth element, which we are touching on today, that is my identity, then I will understand how I can empower it, how I can feed it, how I can give it what it wants. Give myself, and I'm saying it, actually, I shouldn't be saying it. It's me. When I understand that I'm a soul, I'm a spirit, and I'm that energy life force inside, that consciousness, then I would like to feed that. And what do I need? What do that I, inner I, that so that's why we call that the inner eye, actually, because these two are the external eyes. And so that inner eye needs is the virtues and the powers, such as love, peace, joy, contentment, purity. It just needs things like the opposite of anger, greed, lust, jealousy, hatred. These are things that we are not happy about. We're not in comfortable about. As long as I'm hating someone, I might have a particular energy, but at the end of the day, I am not going to be at peace. And the soul really needs peace. Why is that? So that's when we touch on that. Where do we come from? Soul world is the realm of peace beyond the entire universe. So I'm a spirit, you're a spirit. Each one of us in the human body, we are twinkling points of light. You can see on the screen, you'll see, remind ourselves again that I am this identity, this little twinkling point of light in the center of the forehead. So I think, yes, thank you. So that consciousness that I am, um, which is not, this point is not like I put a bindi here, but that's just on the skin. But this is seated near the hypothalamus, near the brain, and it actually is the one that makes the brain think. And is the one responsible for feelings and emotions, and has memories of at least this lifetime, and some souls even have some memories of past lifetimes. So this consciousness that is me, this twinkling point of light, I need to see the picture of it so that um, I understand who I am. The power of vision. So I'm going to touch on the power of vision and what I do. So besides knowing that I have all these, I need peace, love, joy, and I am life force energy, and I have memory, and I have cultivated a nature or habit that I um, am. I am also able to see, which we call vision. For example, if I say a red rose, right now in front of us, there's no red rose. And yet, in my mind, on the screen of my mind, where the consciousness is, you can see a red rose. So that red rose is very much in your consciousness. And in that second or moment in time where you see the red rose in your consciousness on the screen of your mind, then that moment you are seeing the red rose and nothing else, even though your external eyes are looking around you in the physical realm, you're actually with the red rose. So that's what happens when you think of your mother, or when you're living life normally, and you are dreaming and you have gone into another world, they say, because you are actually in another realm, because your vision or your third eye has taken you somewhere else. So we are going to use that third eye, that inner eye, that vision, the ability to see in the screen behind these two eyes, to meditate.
Connect to who I am.
Before we begin that, let's understand a little bit about soul work. So can I see the picture of, yeah, we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so that's a good vision to hold. This is an expanded vision, an artist's way of depicting that twinkling point of light, which is like a little star. And because usually when we see a star, we see it at night. So we imagine star and we obviously a black background. But no, we are going to not see a black background because we are energy. So energy is golden red light, like fire, like sunset, like sunrise, that sort of background. And I'm that little spark in the center. So this vision is very important to hold inside if you are seeking to connect to God and seeking to meditate in every moment. And this is a tool that is really, really going to change your life. So let's look at the next slide, please. Thank you. Yeah. So come back to this that point. So that the previous slide is what we need to hold in our mind as me beyond this body. So that this picture shows me seated behind the eye, these physical eyes, and in the center of the forehead. Next slide, please. Okay, and so when these are the virtues we seek, as I mentioned: purity, love, peace, power, happiness. Power is not, talking about the egoistic power. Here, the power is the power to do what I want to do, the power to be calm, the power to have tolerance, the power to detach, the power to accommodate negativity without feeling it, the power to have a high tolerance, patience, the power to face anything, the power to um, withdraw when I need to. So that's what the power means. So can we go to the next slide?
And one more.
Show the slide. Yes, this is soul work. So if you can see those little dots down, so we come from a realm beyond this world, a golden red light realm. the realm of peace, soul world as we call it. So I am a twinkling point of light, and each human being in this world is also a twinkling point of light. So if you look at this picture, we can see it's like we're placed in soul world like a chandelier before we enter the womb of a mother to come and play our roles in this world. And so this is all of us together in soul world. And this picture is very beautiful, and it gives you a lot of peace to know that I'm just playing a role in this world. So whatever is happening in this world is temporary. That's why they say it's like a dream. You know, when you dream at night and you wake up, and you might have gone through an experience during the dream, whether it's happy or it's traumatic or it's um, very good or very sad. But when you wake up, you know, oh, it was just a dream. Well, this whole lifetime is, once it goes by, I mean, in those moments you are living it, but once it goes by, it's like another, you move on to the next. So it's not permanent. And that's why we say life is not permanent, and don't get attached to what's happening, because what is happening is just like, you know, like actors playing a role. When actors play a movie, whether they play the thief or they play the hero, they're not getting attached to their roles. When they go back home, they know they're just playing a role. So every night when we go back to sleep, when we go to sleep, we need to go into the consciousness that I'm this beautiful twinkling little point of light, and I come from the realm of peace, which is called soul world. And there, the one in charge of soul world, right at the top, is God, supreme soul. And we have many names for God. Um, Allah, Jehovah, um, Vaheguru, um, Ram. So many names we have for God, and even Supreme Soul or Shiv.
The apt word Shiv, because Shiv is the seed. Shiv means the seed, the root, the base.
The seed of everything. So He is that, and that's when we go to Soul World in our mind, who's in our vision. We remember who I am, but we don't get empowered by it, because I we do get some empowerment by knowing that I'm a spirit or soul, but to get, now we're going stepping into meditation. Meditation is taking power from the divine. Many of us say take power from the universe. It's okay to say universe. The universe gives us energy, the universe gives us power, yes. But the one in charge of the entire universe, the one in charge of all souls, that we call the supreme soul, because all of us have come down. Just now that we saw the picture of the soul world with all the twinkling little stars of the entire um, uh, soul world, we've all come down to play a role. And so uh, and we've all played roles, come into different bodies in different lifetimes, and played different roles in different religions, in different cultures, in different countries, in different genders. uh, Many roles we've played, and so we've forgotten who we are. So how are we going to go back home? So the role of the supreme soul is to take us back,
And that's why he's known as the
the liberator, or the one that takes us back.
So, and he's also the one that purifies. That's why we call him the purifier. And we know he's also referred to as the ocean of love, the ocean of peace, the ocean of joy, the ocean of knowledge. And so, if we need these things, obviously we have to go to him. So, I use him for lack of better, I mean, the language, the English language doesn't have another entity that is living beyond him and her. Okay, because it means non-living, and the supreme soul is an entity, a spirit that is definitely living. So we can call. That's why they in Hindi we say "Tu mera mata, tu mera pita." You are my father, you are my mother, you are my everything. So we say God. That's why when we say God, it's quite neutral. It's neither him nor her, but it's even me as a soul. I'm not a her or a him. I'm not a male or a female. I'm beyond that. I'm just a spirit, an entity. It's beyond the five elements of the body. And the whole world is within the five elements. That is, I'm sure we know, earth, water, fire, air, atmosphere. So those are the elements that we are made up of. But the soul is, let's call it, sixth element or beyond that. And the supreme soul is equal in identity as the soul. So me, the soul, and the supreme soul, we are exactly the same in identity. Can you show that slide of the point of light in the head and the supreme soul pointing? The next one. And the one after that. Yeah, no, one above it. Yes, the one above it. Yeah, thank you. This one. So this picture is very good to show that, you see, there I am, the soul, and there above me, beyond where aeroplanes, rockets, and science cannot reach, beyond the entire universe, is me, and that's the supreme. So we are same in identity, but me, I have lost my powers because I have lived many lifetimes, so I've forgotten who I am. So I've lost my ability to love. I've lost my ability to control my mind, to understand who I am, to stay joyful, peaceful, loving, and all these virtues that I want. Whereas the supreme being, the supreme soul, hasn't lost that ability. And so when I use my thought, and that's why they say power of thought, in The Secret, we heard of the power of thought. The power of thought is much more than just manifesting things in the five elements. The power of thought and the power of vision and emotion and feeling to connect with God is what is meditation. Doing things, what I referred to earlier about doing things meditatively, comes to an end with each activity that we use the physical body. For example, if I'm a very good cook, but what if I'm sick? Then I can't be meditative. And if I'm an athlete and suddenly I'm bedridden and I can't run anymore, so then I can't be meditative. If I'm a dancer and my legs break, or I have a broken leg and ankle or something and I can't dance, so then I can't be meditative. And likewise, if I'm drawing or a very good artist, but something happens to my fingers and I can't do it, then I can't be meditative. No, because meditation doesn't need these five elements. The meditation is the art of filling yourself with that beautiful love, joy, peace, contentment, purity, and get empowered from within by simply using your thought. Because it needs to be that simple. Beyond language, beyond knowledge, the worldly knowledge means someone who is a beggar or a poor man or an uneducated person or a child or an old man, healthy person or a sick person, even a disabled person, someone should be able to meditate, has the ability to meditate and connect with the divine, with God, to take power from God, because we just have to use our thought and our inner vision. And so it is for everybody, for every soul equally, the ability to purify ourselves through connection with the divine. So when I hold this vision of myself as a beautiful twinkling point of light, and I understand that out there, far, far away, but just a mere thought away. So it's just a split second away, because thought is, the speed of thought is faster than lightning. So at the speed of thought, I can connect to the divine, using my inner vision, using my emotion, feel his love. In the beginning, you might not have the feeling, so you cultivate it, because we have forgotten, right? So when you've forgotten, then you automatically, it's like you have amnesia. And when someone has amnesia and they're in the hospital, and even if their father comes and they'll be like, I don't remember you. But that doesn't mean that the other person is not your father. And slowly, when you see the other person caring for you and loving you in the hospital, and then you suddenly realize that this person could be my father, he really loves me. And you might not recover from amnesia, but you can learn to love that being, because you see how much that being is doing for you. So likewise, me, I am the soul. I have forgotten, I have amnesia. I've forgotten who the Supreme Being is. And so when I start practicing this sort of this in a connection that I'm talking about, we call it Raj Yoga. Yoga means connection and Raj means supreme. So supreme connection with God, with the divine. Then I slowly, when I do it, I try it out, I will see and realize the beauty and the wonder of it, the magic of it. It will change my life, because just having that thought and vision that I'm a twinkling point of light and I'm connecting to God as another twinkling point of light who is in charge of everything, and he's never come into this cycle of birth and death, so he doesn't have karmic account, so he never forgets who he is, and he's the ocean of love, so endless love, so I can take from him. Because what happens in the world is when each soul takes from another soul, we are not able to give enough because we lack ourselves. If I have only 10 sweets and I distribute it to everybody, then I have nothing left. So I need to take from the source where it's endless. It's like charging the phone. We can't charge our phone from each other because ultimately we'll run out of battery. But if we plug it into the source and the energy just flows in and the battery fills up automatically. So likewise, when we have to learn to give love, not take love. These qualities of the soul are to be given and taken only from God. That's another secret that we were never told, that we didn't know, that we have to take love, peace, joy, contentment from God and give it to our soul siblings, because each and every soul in this world is our soul sibling. So we are all brothers and sisters, siblings, and with the one father, the one director, the one in charge above. And we can use this vision and this thought and this to have an amazing experience. So I think we can go into a bit of meditation right now, and I'll take you on a short journey just to give you an experience of God and of connection and empowerment. So that's the picture of that we need to keep in our mind. That point, yes, this is a good one. Yes, thank you. So this, when we look at this vision, this picture, yes, even this is fine. I will. Can we just hold on to that one? The one, yes, any of the ones that have a human body and God. Yes, thank you. So Om Shanti. So when we say Om, Om means soul and Shanti means peaceful. So I am a peaceful soul. It's a beautiful, very beautiful to say Om. And we've heard of the power of Om when we hum Om, because that's who I am. So when I say Om, actually that it can vibrate, that energy can within us will vibrate and give us a sense of peace, even with just the mere sound of it, because Om means simply means soul. So Om is me and Om is God. Both of us, all of us are Om. And Shanti tells us that we are from the realm of peace. So we'll just chant Om, and then I'll guide you into a meditation. You can, I would suggest that you look at the screen for now and stay in line with my guidance. And if you have a soft in the background, Om. Shanti.
I am the twinkling point of light, energy, life force, residing in the center.
My forehead. I see myself, consciousness, alive, beautiful entity, spreading energy into this entire world, making my eyes see, my ears hear, my body move, my whole being. I'm that powerful that I keep this human body alive. The moment I leave this human body is but corpse. So I keep it alive. Me, own soul. I see myself on the screen of my mind as this beautiful consciousness, this little light in a golden red light background. Ms.Amarjit. And I understand that I need love, I need joy, I need peace, I need the power to tolerate, the power to face, to discern, to accommodate, to be patient, to be pure, to be truthful. I need these virtues and powers, and I can only get it from the endless source. So I use the power of my thought and vision. And in a split second, I'm connecting to the divine, to God. I can choose to fly up in my mind to the realm of soul world and meet and embrace God. Or I can choose to remain seated here and take His light. During the day when I move about, I can remain seated in my mind and just take His light and feel His light entering me, empowering me. But when I sit like this in meditation consciously, I fly up and take a visit to this beautiful soul world where He resides. And all the beautiful saints and messengers, their souls, also come to meet God, so I can feel the presence of all beautiful souls who are thinking of God and coming to have a union with God, like me. And I'm with Him, and I feel the presence of all the beautiful souls around me too. I look at Him and I take love and light and might and all the virtues and realize that I'm always loved. I have the power to be peaceful and pure in every moment in my life. I can hold this vision of me in union with God with my eyes open by using the screen of my mind to do so. These eyes are looking outside, but the screen of my mind can be centered and concentrated and focused on my inner self, on the true me, in union with Shiv, the Supreme Om. As I stay empowered and connected and in union, I can spread that love and light to the entire universe, serving the entire globe, to the entire human race, all the souls in the center of every human being, in the center of the forehead of every human being. I send rays of love and light from God and me to everyone in North America, South America, Asia, Europe, Africa, Australia, New Zealand, North and South, everywhere. The oceans, the five elements, the sun, the earth, the water bodies, the air, the atmosphere. By staying in union with God and serving the human race just through my mind, while sitting at home or sitting anywhere, moving around, anywhere, I can do this service of the mind by mere thinking it, visualizing it, feeling it, moving it. I stay from in silence, connected with the divine, spreading love and light to the entire globe, and especially sending love and light from God to my family members, friends, and relatives, as I have lots of karmic accounts with them which need to be cleared. God not only gives us virtues and powers, He also deletes karmic accounts and deletes vices, anger, vices in us, anger, greed, attachment, ego. With Him is multi-million-fold beneficial. It's the one thing I must do every single day of my life. In fact, every single moment of my life. But for now, at least first thing in the morning, last thing at night, and each time I drink water, eat food, I can purify that and say thank you. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. We should say Om Shanti 3 times to remind me that I am a soul, He's a soul, and we all are living in this world, which is the real drama of us souls. And I don't ever have to leave Him because He's on the screen of my mind, my consciousness. I can continue keeping Him with me. And the moment He leaves my mind, I just have to remember to bring Him back to my mind. And that's why we say, remember God, Simran, remember, remembrance, because we have forgotten. So we need to remember Him in every moment of our lives. Om Shanti. Thank you. Is there any questions I can answer? Okay. Mudini, sister,
Yes, sister.
I hope you all had peaceful and beautiful, empowering experience.
Yes,
It's a very short guided meditation, but very powerful.
yes, sister. Thank you so much. We are really thankful to Sister Amarjit for introducing us to supreme power through wonderful meditation.
Gurmukh, and
Yes, Sister.
is there any questions that I can address at this point?
Let's ask our participants. And even if you have any questions, please unmute yourself, and our sister is there to answer all your queries.
Pardon? Can you repeat that?
I think there are no queries. You have really made it so simple. Really, sister, you have made Rajयोग meditation more simple for us. This will definitely help us to connect easily and gain maximum power from Supreme Father. Once again, thank you so much.
And anytime anyone has any questions out there,
That's right. And we are more than willing to answer or to hold sessions to clarify points anytime.
Sure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sister. Many thanks.